Hello and welcome back. If you're returning, if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is The Bone Oracle. I'm also called Miss Bones locally. I live in South Africa, and over here we've got a very funny movie series called Mr. Bones, which is about a white Sangoma who, read bones. And a Sangoma is essentially kind of like a shaman in African tradition, particularly the Xhosa tradition. I spent a lot of time in the Transkei and worked with many different Sangomas and have been traveling the world working with indigenous communities for about 10 years of my life, from New Zealand through to South America. I spent about 4 years in South America working with different medicine men, curanderos, curanderas. That's another more indigenous word for a shaman or a medicine woman or man from South America. So I've been, accumulating and collecting ancient wisdom and ancient knowledge for a long time, because I could see, hey, we're maybe not doing something right in this modern day and age and era. Perhaps the ancients knew something and the indigenous community still holds some of that knowledge. And yes, there is a lot of ancient knowledge that we should remember. And that's how I got my Xhosa name, Nozibele, which means the one who remembers, or the one that gives from their heart. And so I have a message here from my heart that I would like to share with you all today. And I've just decided I've moved back into my hometown, and I have been settling in, and it's been an absolute journey, to say the least, over the last little while. In and out the void, stripped of everything, then reassembled. I want to talk also a bit about conscious mass creation at some point in time, but for now I would like to do a reading, because this reading has been a long time coming, and I've told myself I need to do readings like almost every day now, because there's messages that needed to be received. And if you have stumbled across this video, well, it is no accident. I am the Bone Oracle, and I'm going to be reading your bones today. So I've already cleared the space, and I've called in my ancestors, angel guides, ascended masters, all those that are here to help facilitate this message, to deliver this message as clearly from my higher self to your higher self, to help aid you on your journey as this human incarnation of a divine spark. Anyways, so from my divine spark to yours, here we go. What's the reading that we have today? What's the message? Okay. So essentially, I actually found this sea glass very recently and added it into my bone bag. And for me, the sea glass represents clarity. Then over here we have courage. And there is this over here which represents the cup. Ancestors coming forward over here, creativity, the divine, and essentially this represents a lot of struggle in the past. So essentially what I'm picking up from past, present, and future perspective over here is that in the past there's been a lot of shedding. This is the year of the snake, so obviously shedding is expected during this particular year, and there's a lot of shedding, a lot of births, a lot of deaths, a lot of releasing what no longer serves you, so you can truly step into your power and step into your divine right on this planet. So this what this tells me is that through the guidance of your ancestors, which you are very connected to, not just your ancestors from this lifetime, but if this bone comes out, this one, if you can see all the layers, essentially these are all the years, all the lifetimes accumulated together This is to represent ancient elders beyond just the earthly incarnation, but I'm talking intergalactic, multidimensional elders and guides that are with you all the time, helping facilitate your journey. And then what we have here is creativity. So what they are actually calling forth is for you to find your divine path and your divine calling through creativity. And they are there to aid you because they have so many ideas. They have a whole database just waiting for you to become that signal to receive it. And this is my representation of divinity. This is actually a tortoise shell. This is what connects this bone connects the tortoise shell onto the tortoise. And for me, this represents divinity. I call him Zeus. Essentially, when this comes out in the center of the reading, like it has here, it's showing that the divine has a direct message, and the direct message is that you're very supported, you should be supportive towards yourself, because your creativity is the key to unlocking your dream life, whatever dream you may have that you wish to fulfill in this reality. And also understand that life isn't a race. It's not a competition. It's only you better than the last version of you. There's no comparisons here. The only comparison you should be using is perhaps, the person in the mirror. You can go, okay, I see this person. You've got to touch grass and be humble and be like, where am I actually? And then you go, okay, this is where I am actually. I want to better myself, or you don't have to. Ultimately, it's your journey, and I'm not here to tell you what to do. I think that's actually what a lot of us get so frustrated by, is like, hey, all these people trying to tell us what to do all the time. Like, no, this is your journey to create and to carve and to shape just as you wish. Love, hate, anger, fear, joy, these are all tools. These emotions are all tools for you to carve and create a reality that you so wish to desire to create. And if that's one of anger, then so be it. That's your life, that's your reality, and you have the right to create it that way. The divinity is saying that if you are struggling with reality creation, tapping into creativity, your creativity, there is an infinite database and a lot of support around you that will help guide you on your journey. And with gratitude, you will find that anything is easy to accomplish. And you can take the path that is the harder path, when done with gratitude, equals rewards and benefits because you're just grateful. And ultimately, if you hear some noises in the background, there's a little dog snoring. And she's very old, so I'm not going to move her. So you might just hear some little granny dog snores in the background. And then that's the clarity that you may be looking for, is the fact that the divine's got your back, your ancestors have got your back, you just have to have your back and just do the thing. Even, recently I turned down a 9-to-5 job. It was actually going to be 6 days a week, 9 to 5. And it would have literally just killed me, in my opinion. It would have just sucked the life out of me. I would have no life force energy left. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to choose a more humble path. I'm going to do my divinations. I'm going to do my ceremonies. I do psychedelic ceremonies. I'm going to do my heart songs. I help people unlock heart songs. And I'm going to make jewelry. And with those things alone, I will be able to support myself perfectly fine. I may not be able to have the fanciest car or, whatever the hell people want these days. All I'm saying is I just need to be able to get my nails done every now and again, be able to go and get myself a meal at a nice restaurant every now and again, new clothes every now and again, but I don't have to be in this capitalistic grind and machine that just sucks my soul out of me for what? Ultimately, now I've got more time to go walking on the beach, swimming in the ocean, spending times with my loved ones. I would have had to work on weekends. And now I get to spend time with my family, my aging parents who are not always going to be around, with my animals. So, we have to make these choices in life. And sometimes, choosing the more humble path and being more grateful for what we have around us is the clarity that we need to truly live a life that we feel is fulfilling. And then through that courage, you will have a full cup, or at least a cup that can be filled many times over. You know, people always say, cup half full, half empty. I'm like, guys, it's a cup. It can be refilled plenty. It's not about half full or half empty. It's a cup. Let's refill it plenty. We don't have to be restricted to these narratives, these stories that we tell ourselves. We are free. Let's spread our wings. Let's fly. There's only a bottom. You're only falling if there's a bottom. And I'll tell you what, guys, there's no bottom. So we are literally just soaring through the cosmos. You know, we are actually... How incredible is this experience, honestly? I love being human, okay? But let's see what the cards have to say. Because now we've done a bit of a bone reading. Let's clarify it with the cards. Let's see what the cards at the bottom, just like as it comes out, Queen of Pentacles, which is just such an abundant card. And it just also, you know, shows that there will be financial and stable grounding possibilities by choosing creativity, by choosing the path that fulfills the soul. Because the mind's so easy to entertain these days. I mean, come on. The body's not going to want to move if the soul isn't feeling fulfilled. If the soul's feeling fulfilled, then the body's like, let's go for a hike. So it's all about finding new perspectives. You know, the hangman. I don't know if you know the story of the hanged man, but essentially they say that it's how the ruins were essentially originally created was by the god Odin, that was hung upside down. And then the ruins actually came to him when he was hanging upside down from this tree. And so essentially the message of the hanged man is a different perspective. Sometimes reality has the answer right there, but to illuminate yourself, to become enlightened to it, all you need to do is just shift your perspective. So that's one thing that's just coming out straight off the bat, is just to ultimately know that perhaps you are in fact on the right path, and perhaps it feels like the wrong path, but you just need to change your perspective. Perhaps everything is actually really wonderful, but it's just time to end a couple of things that no longer serve you. So 10 of Swords, this is an ending. I would say the ending of false narratives, because we've got, this one also just came out, Ace of Swords. So you've got your intellect that is, you can yield the sword to pierce through the veil, to see the unseen, to know that you know the knowing deep down in every cell in your body that you are the divine spark incarnated, and you can pierce through any illusion. Realize that the ultimate nature of reality is nothingness, the emptiness. It's beautiful. The void inside of us, the void everyone tries to fill with everything, is the most liberating thing that we have in this reality. Ultimate emptiness. But we run away from it. We do avoidance. We dance around the void instead of actually going, I'm willing to just face this. And when you face it, you realize, emptiness. Nothing. Not love, not fear, not hate, not joy, no stories, nothing. Infinite possibility. Right and wrong, good and bad. It's not black and white, guys. It's gray and every color in between. And don't forget that, because if you forget it, well, you can do what you like. Once again, like, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but sometimes it does lead to that Queen of Cups. We got the Queen of Cups coming out and the Queen of Pentacles. I'm like, damn. Okay, this reading is fire. Okay, we've got the Queen of Cups, which is literally just like, so you got the financial stability and the abundance on the one side, then you got the emotional fulfillment on the other side. I mean, just true prosperity. For me, the Queen of Cups is real abundance, because you can have it all on a material level, but if you don't have the emotional side coming through, then it doesn't have the same level of fulfillment. Okay, and then just to close off the reading, I'm going to show you guys this, essentially the Four of Wands, which is coming across as, stability once again. But this for me is just, in some ways, like a happy ever after card. I really feel like it's also 1111, the 1-1. It's all about balance. It's about how reality is a mirror, and that you can essentially look at yourself in the mirror, maybe as a practice. Look at yourself deeply in the mirror and write what feelings come up. Are they joyous feelings? Do you feel happy about yourself? Do you love yourself? Do you find yourself beautiful on the inside? And if not, reflect on those things and go, what can I do to make myself feel better about myself in those aspects? Because it's just me versus me. It's me versus the one in the mirror. It's not even meant to be a competition, but we have this weird Darwinian mindset of like survival of the fittest. But guys, honestly, we are way beyond that now. It's not just about dog eat dog, survival of the fittest. We have evolved beyond that point. And now we can actually go, it's not about survival of the fittest towards competing with each other to evolve the species in this way. It's like, hey, let's evolve the species in a way that we're evolving ourselves. That's true evolution, when we're like, wow, we're not competing with each other, we're competing with ourselves. And essentially reality is a mirror, and it doesn't have to be a competition. It can be a loving relationship. It can be like, I love you, so I want to make this better for you. And that starts with saying no to the things that don't serve you. People say they're tired, but then they go out late at night and they drain themselves with people that aren't worth their time. Fair energy exchange. I can't say it enough, guys, because honestly, when you're giving your life force energy to parasites, and yes, there are actually parasitic people. You are very intuitive. You could be a tarot reader yourself. When we give our life force energy to these parasites, and they're not bad people. They're just on their journey, but you want to help them, but you can't help them like that. The way you can help them is by being the light and shining like a lighthouse so they can see the way. But if you now go and take your life force energy to try and help them, what happens, unfortunately, is that your life force energy just gets sucked from you and you are left feeling drained, burnt out, exhausted, no passion, no lust for life. So cut off, say no. If you feel people drawing you into drama, if you feel people, disrespecting you or just unnecessarily pulling on your energy all the time, just cut it. Just go, you know what, sorry, I love and respect you, but I also love and respect myself. I'm drawing my boundaries. I'm creating a reality for myself that is beautiful and that I love very, very much. And that requires all my life force energy. And I can only give it to people that give me a fair energy exchange, because that's the only way I can keep moving forward. And unfortunately, I can't tow your boat. It's not my role. I'm here to sail my ship, to be the captain of my own destiny, to be the master of my own fate. Don't fall into fate traps where you're like, this is destined, written in the stars. Bullshit, guys. You are the stars. Write your own destiny. Stop falling for the delusions that, now you see glitter here, you see glitter there. All that glistens is not gold. What I'm trying to say is truly trust your intuition, trust what's right for you, have a narrative and a vision for what you want to create. If you want a life of stability, now don't get pulled into a relationship with somebody who's a reckless loose cannon, because that's not going to feed your vision of what you want to create. If you go get pulled into a reckless loose cannon's reality and everything gets derailed, you go, this is all your fault. No, it's all your fault because you chose that. You have the power to choose. You say, but all the signs led me to him. It's like, no, those were just tests to show you, hey, are you going to trust yourself, or are you going to trust these signs and these synchronicities? Because I tell you, the more spiritual life gets, the more you realize everything is a sign all the time. It's all divine. So ultimately, the pen is now in your hands. Don't let your unconscious write the script for you. The unconscious and the conscious are very strange things. It's kind of like breath. That was a conscious breath. A lot of breaths I take in a day are not conscious. Most of them are unconscious. Most of our stories, narratives that we tell ourselves are unconscious. But being aware of them, like being aware of your breath, you will catch yourself returning to your breath more frequently throughout the day once you're aware of the fact that it's important to bring awareness to your breath. The same is with your unconscious. Why do you do the things you do? Why do you say the things you do? Why do you behave the way you behave? Observe. These are all personas, masks, stories that we've been fed. You can choose to participate in them. You can choose to write new ones. The choice is yours. This is your reality. You are God incarnate. Now go, God. Go play. Go play and go enjoy, and please have a fun time. Have a beautiful time. Have a whatever time you want to have. Until next time, guys. Much love.